Right now, the Malami case is taking another serious turn as more applicants step forward to challenge the EFCC's interim property forfeiture order, and this new development is changing the direction of the conversation in a very interesting way. What began as a legal action between a former Attorney-General and an anti-graft agency is slowly becoming a wider courtroom situation where different individuals and companies are now asking the court to listen to their own side of the story. According to what is happening in court, these applicants believe that some of the properties listed in the forfeiture order are connected to them, and they want the judge to carefully review the decision before anything becomes permanent. This is important because an interim forfeiture is only temporary. It does not mean anyone has been found guilty of anything. It only means the assets are being held while the legal process continues. Many viewers are trying to understand how this situation even started. Earlier, a federal high court granted an interim order covering dozens of properties that were said to be linked to the case. The anti-graft agency presented its argument, and the court allowed the temporary action so investigations and legal arguments could continue. But the law also allows anyone who believes their rights are affected to come forward, and that is exactly what is happening now. The new applicants are saying that their investments, buildings, or interests are involved, and they want the opportunity to defend their ownership. This has added more voices into the courtroom, and it means the judge now has to listen to several sides before making any final decision. As you are watching this update, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel because we always bring balanced Nigerian political news explained in simple English so everyone can understand what is going on. The interesting part of this case is that it is not only about one person anymore. The moment more applicants join, the legal process becomes deeper. Each applicant will have to present documents, evidence, and explanations to show why certain properties should not remain under the forfeiture order. Some are saying they had business arrangements connected to those assets. Others are arguing that their names or companies were included without enough explanation. The court will have to carefully review all these claims step by step, and that takes time. From Malami's side, his legal team continues to maintain that the assets connected to him were acquired through legitimate means. They have asked the court to review the interim order, arguing that the decision should be reconsidered. Their position is that proper procedures must be followed and that every property listed should be examined carefully. This back and forth between legal teams is a normal part of the judicial process, but because of the high public profile of the case, every new development quickly becomes national news. What makes this situation even more interesting is how Nigerians are reacting. Some people see this as a strong example of institutions doing their job by investigating financial matters. Others believe it shows how complex legal battles can become when multiple interests are involved. Regardless of personal opinions, the reality is that the final outcome will depend on what the court decides after listening to all arguments. In the middle of all this, there is a larger conversation happening about property forfeiture itself. Many viewers may not know that interim forfeiture orders are designed to preserve assets during investigations. The purpose is to prevent sudden transfer or movement of properties while the case is still ongoing. However, the law also protects individuals by allowing them to challenge such orders if they feel affected. That balance between enforcement and fairness is exactly what we are seeing play out now. If you are following this story closely, make sure you like this video and subscribe again because your support helps this channel continue bringing real-time updates in a calm and professional way. Now let's talk about why the entry of new applicants could change the pace of the case. When more people join a legal process, hearings often become longer because the court must listen to different perspectives. Each applicant may file separate motions, and each motion may require replies from other parties. That means the judge has more documents to review, more arguments to consider, and possibly more dates scheduled for hearings. So anyone expecting a quick conclusion may need to understand that complex legal matters usually move slowly. Another thing worth noting is how public attention affects high-profile cases. Whenever a former public official is involved in a legal matter, people across the country pay close attention. Analysts discuss it, Social media conversations increase, and every court appearance becomes a talking point. This attention can sometimes create strong opinions, but inside the courtroom, the process remains focused on evidence and law. Judges rely on facts presented before them, not on public pressure. Some observers believe that the arrival of new applicants shows how interconnected property ownership can be, especially when business partnerships are involved. A single building or project might include several investors, companies, or agreements. When an interim order affects such assets, it naturally draws more parties into the discussion. That is why the judge must carefully determine who owns what and whether each property should remain under the temporary order. At the same time, the EFCC continues to stand by its position that the interim order was necessary while investigations proceed. The agency's responsibility is to present its case and convince the court that its actions follow legal procedures. Just like the defense team and the applicants, the agency also has the right to respond to every new claim brought before the court. This creates a legal environment where multiple sides present their arguments, and the judge evaluates them one after another. Many viewers are asking what could happen next. There are several possible outcomes. The court might maintain the interim order exactly as it is. The judge might remove certain properties if applicants provide convincing proof of ownership. Or the court could adjust the order depending on what is presented during hearings. At this stage, nothing is final, and that uncertainty is one of the reasons why the story continues to attract attention. Beyond the courtroom, this case has also sparked conversations about governance and accountability in Nigeria. Some people say it shows the importance of strong institutions, while others focus on the need for fairness and due process. These discussions highlight how legal matters often go beyond the individuals involved and touch on broader national issues. As the hearings continue, many analysts believe the next few court sessions will be very important. Each filing and each argument adds another layer to the story. The presence of new applicants suggests that more details about ownership structures and financial arrangements may come to light. For viewers, this means the story is still developing, and updates could appear at any moment. Let's pause again and remind you to like this video and subscribe if you appreciate clear and balanced political news delivered in simple English. Your support helps this channel grow and continue sharing real-time updates. Another angle to consider is how this case fits into Nigeria's larger legal landscape. Over the years, there have been several high-profile forfeiture cases involving different public figures and business entities. Some ended with final forfeiture after the courts were satisfied with the evidence, while others ended with the return of properties when legal challenges succeeded. This shows that each case is unique, and outcomes depend entirely on what is proven before the judge. As the story continues, many people are watching to see whether additional applicants will still come forward. Since the order was publicly announced, anyone who believes their rights are affected still has the opportunity to approach the court. If more parties join, it could further extend the legal process. But that is also part of ensuring fairness, because every affected person deserves a chance to speak. There is also discussion about how long such cases usually last. Legal experts often explain that property matters involving multiple parties can take months or even years before reaching a final conclusion. This is not unusual. Courts must verify documents, listen to witnesses when necessary, and review legal arguments carefully. So patience is often required when following such high-profile legal proceedings. For everyday viewers, the key takeaway is that the situation is still evolving. The entry of new applicants does not mean the case is ending soon. Instead, it shows that the legal process is expanding. Each side continues to present its position, and the judge's role is to ensure that the law is applied fairly. As we move closer to upcoming court dates, expectations remain high. Supporters of different sides are watching closely, while neutral observers simply want clarity and transparency. Whatever the final outcome may be, the case is already shaping conversations about law, governance, and accountability in Nigeria. Before we wrap up, remember again to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next update. Every new development will be explained here in a calm and professional way, without exaggeration, so everyone can stay informed. At the end of the day, what makes this story truly interesting is how one legal action has grown into a wider courtroom discussion involving multiple voices. It reminds everyone that legal matters are rarely simple, especially when properties, business interests, and public figures are involved. The coming weeks may bring more filings, more arguments, and possibly new twists that will keep viewers talking. So as the Malami case continues to unfold, the focus now shifts to how the court handles the applications challenging the forfeiture order. Will the judge modify the list of properties? Will the interim order remain unchanged? Or will new evidence reshape the direction of the case? Those are the questions many Nigerians are waiting to see answered. Thank you for staying through this update, and do not forget one last time to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss any important Nigerian political gist delivered in clear and simple English.